Hello. So yesterday I actually did a podcast, but it deleted itself. So this is actually quite an important one because I see it quite a lot with people who are just getting started on their journeys. So whether it be you joining up to a gym for the first time, or you already having done like your usual exercising and whatever diet you're on. And by diet, I do not mean you trying to lose weight. To me, diet means a way of eating. Diet doesn't imply weight loss. Diet implies just nutrition, the way that you eat. Like, a diet is food. Anyway, so you're going about your usual diet, your usual training, blah, blah, blah. And then you sign up with a coach or something like that, and you actually follow a program. That is another form. So it's starting up at the gym or just starting up with an actual program, an actual coach. And to me, that's just starting out new, like chapter 1. And another form would be something like you're probably already with a coach, and then you start a comp prep, like you just start a comp prep. So here's the thing, that is chapter 1, and so many people, because all they see around them are people already into this lifestyle, they keep comparing themselves to them, and they're like, why can't I just enjoy the gym? Why can't I just get into this habit? Why do I find it so hard to exercise? Why do I find it so hard to be consistent? Stop comparing yourself, because it's always going to be hard to start. You may not even enjoy it to start with because it's something different. Change isn't comfortable. It really isn't comfortable because we are creatures of habit. We like being comfortable. We like feeling like, we like feeling that we are in, we're adapted to what we're doing. If we do something that is out of our comfort zone, it's like the fight or flight type of thing. Like, we doubt ourselves. We're not sure of what's on the other end. We might fear failure. In fact, most of us fear failure, and that's a good thing, because a lot of the time it's because it's something we need to do to invoke change. So if I open up about myself, I used to hate telling people most of what I do, because I always used to worry, what if I can't keep this up? Then I'm just going to look like a joke. What if everyone sees that I'm putting all of this hard work in and then I have nothing to show for it? Like, I used to constantly worry about that stuff. And not only fitness and nutrition wise, but it was in my studies as well. Like, I hated feeling like I was bogged down in study and always trying to learn more and more and more at school if I wasn't going to get the results I wanted in my tests, because it's like, oh wow, all these other people seem like they're just naturally smart, naturally talented. They have like the smartest parents, so they can just learn everything. And here I am working my ass off at home with nothing to show for it, and still failing in comparison to them. Comparison is a thief of joy, and it's the thief of enjoying any transformation, any experience. Until you can let go of comparisons, until you can let go of fearing judgment, until you let go of just fearing your absolute ability to stick to something, then you're not going to get anywhere, because a lot of the time our fear of failure is holding us back. It really is, because we can get started, feel disheartened, and then give up because we've already failed from the start. We didn't have such a clear mission. We didn't plan ahead for all these things that can come up. Like, plan ahead for when you're doubting yourself. Plan ahead for times when you may have to push through the motivation and just get it done anyway. Like, do what you hate. You need to earn easy. Easy does not just come to you. Like, you might see me just finding it so easy to turn up at the gym. Well, guess what? that was done through hard work and pushing myself through hating everything. When I first started out, I struggled to get myself into the notion of going to the gym twice a week, because I started off with twice a week. I used to post and check in at the gym twice a week, and I held myself accountable to social media by saying, hey, I started the gym, I'm going twice a week, blah blah blah. Sorry if you see me checking in, but I'm doing it to keep myself accountable. And sometimes that wasn't even enough, so I got my cousin to join my gym, and we used to text each other about when we're showing up. And after a while, those 2 days a week turned into 3 days a week. And then it turned into 4 days a week. And until this guy took me off the elliptical machine, which I always used to do for 30 minutes before because I really needed to get my cardio up. So I made that a priority before weights. And then he took me down to like the weight plates and all the machines downstairs with all the scary guys and scary leg press. It wasn't the pin loaded one, it was the big plate loaded one. But until that point, I didn't really find that much joy in it. It was more like, okay, I'm going just because I'm getting stronger and I'm progressing, because I logged everything from day one. I logged all of my weights, and just seeing them go up was enough to get me there. But as soon as I started getting really sore after my sessions because I was pushing myself hard, I started to feel so much change within myself. And I'm not talking physically, because that was fade. That was, what's that word? That was nothing in comparison to how I felt myself change. Because when he trained me, he was just a random at the gym. He used to do drop sets, like forced reps. He used to put the heaviest weights on and force me to do all the eccentrics, and then he helped me on the concentric because I was really weak, so he could easily help me with it. And a lot of sets of just drop sets, forced reps, everything. And I'm so lucky this was at night time. It was like, I used to get to the gym at like 8 o'clock, finish up by 10:30ish, and then I was just knackered. I used to eat a protein bar, drink a protein shake, and then go to bed because I was that knackered and it was nighttime. And I was so sore when I slept. But when I woke up, I felt fine again. Still sore, but fine. And that got me addicted to it. Like, that wasn't 1 month of work. That was about 5 months, 6 months of work that got me addicted to it. And it was hard to start with. But then I just kept showing up. And I looked forward to it. And then, I don't know, it's just like you need to push past that inertia to keep going. And then another one I wanted to bring up is, see, that's just like me eating in a surplus and training and stuff. But then there's a chapter 1 when you start comp prep, or you start something completely different for the first time. Now, I was deficiting and dieting hard for comp prep. I was fatigued as hell. So to me, that was a chapter 1, because I was struggling to get myself to the gym. But you know what kept me going? I was taking selfies after every single gym session, saying that was a mini goal I just accomplished. Every single time I finish a session, I feel elation. I feel proud. I pushed myself to get my ass to the gym, pushed myself through every rep and set that I needed to do. And now I can relish in the rewards, because this is my body changing. This is my body getting lean. This is my body staying strong through comp prep. This is me not giving in. So those selfies provided a purpose, and that's why I always push them. Like, remembering that mindset, that frame of mind you were in post-training, and being able to reflect on all of those photos is enough to keep you going. To me, it is anyway. And seeing the results. Like, if you don't agree that feeling and seeing the results is enough to, like, get you motivated, then you really need to look deep within and find out your why. Because to me, training and this lifestyle brings more than just a physical change. It's grown my character so much. It's grown my confidence. It's changed my life. Like, I can't even explain it. But it just, like, I actually used to have really high cholesterol. And this whole lifestyle, my cholesterol's nice and low now. It was hereditary as well. So it's good that I beat that. So next time you're struggling to get to the gym, I hope you remember this. And also remember my Why Do You Go to the Gym podcast. Because focusing on training just to lose weight kills the joy of it. If you're training to lose weight, if you're smashing yourself into the ground just to burn calories while you're training, you are going to hate it. Your training to lose weight should not change from your training to get strong and to put on muscle. It should always be the same. The only difference when you're trying to cut weight is factoring in recovery. You only have to change it as much as your ability to recover. Otherwise, the training needs to stay the same. And to me, doing freaking heavy under 6 reps is not conducive to weight loss, but still lifting heavy weights is, as much as you can. But then when you're deep in the realms of comp prep, of course you're going to take those out, because your recovery and your fatigue is going to impair your ability to get enough volume in to keep the muscle. But when you start off any weight loss phase, there shouldn't be much change at the beginning. It should be your diet that changes. Your focus when you're in the gym should be to build muscle, build strength, or retain muscle and try and get stronger if you're dieting. The rest should come down to diet, cardio, and just enjoying life and reducing stress and sleeping, because all of that helps. Hope you enjoyed this little podcast, and I will talk to you guys later.